Okay, I'm going to tell you how you can use either Photoshop or After Effects to create a background layer for your animation. You can use Photoshop directly, or you can use an existing photo that you get from Morguefile or from one of the other approved sources. So I'm going to go to the link to Morguefile, and now I'm going to type in a search term. I'm going to type in clouds and press return, and immediately I have pictures of clouds. Now I like this one. I'm going to click on it and it will open it up so I can see what it looks like. So I'm going to download it, and I'm going to make sure it goes into my folder for flat images. Save. And now I can close this. I'm going to go look in my folder to make sure that everything I want is in there and that I haven't made a mistake. So flat images, and there it is. Okay, now once I have a picture that I think I want to use, I can either just immediately import it directly into After Effects, and you'll notice that the dimensions are really big, so it'll tell you the dimensions over here on the side, and it's very big, so I would have to change the scale, but it's fine to use it directly that way. Or you can open it in Photoshop and then you can decide to use filters on it in Photoshop and save it with a different name, of course. So let's say I want to do something with it in Photoshop and I want to go ahead and put some interesting filters on it. Here's Filter, Filter Gallery, and this is what it would look like with the cutout filter. I'm going to make it smaller so I can see what the whole thing looks like. Colored pencil, dry brush. Dry brush looks interesting. Dry brush, maybe rough pastels to get some interesting look to it, or watercolors. Yeah, watercolor looks nice. I think watercolor looks nice. So I'm going to use watercolor. I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to File, Save As, Watercolor Clouds. And you don't have to save it as a large file, but there you go. Okay, so that's one way you can get a background. Then when you would go into your After Effects file, you would just import it like you normally would. Or you can use filters in Photoshop, and you can make something happen with just a plain layer of color. So I'm going to open up a new file, File, New, and this one I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make it the same size as the ones that we've been working on. So HDV, HDTV, 720p, background contents, I'm just going to make them just transparent just to start. Say OK. So here I am. I'm going to select all, and now I'm going to edit, fill, and I may as well go ahead and get a color. And let's say we're going to use this nice blue color, which will look real pretty, and normal, and OK. So, oh, it's transparent, darn it. Command C. OK, edit, fill. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the foreground color, which right now is kind of a gray, so I don't like that actually. So let's go to color, and let's select a blue sky color. And OK, so there's a nice blue sky color. Now I'm going to go to maybe add a filter. So go to Filters, And under render, you see that there's a filter called clouds. And that adds this interesting sort of clouds filter. Now, the color is just this gray and white because that's the colors I had here. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to select the color that I have for the layer itself. And now I'm going to do it again. Filter, render, clouds. And I get this nice clouds look. This is really pretty. So then I will say File, Save As. I'm saving up my flight images, and I'm going to call it Cloud Filter. So there's several ways that you can go ahead and make a layer in Photoshop that you could then import into your After Effects file to use as a background.